Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of the BFF podcast. I'm your co-host, Crystal.
And I'm Kyeesha.
And we are so happy to have you here with us this week. Let's see, what are we talking about? Oh, how could I forget? Dating in your 40s.
Oh, what is the deal with dating nowadays?
Oh, girl. How much time do we got?
Well, are you actively dating?
Define active.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
are you going on dates?
I have been on one date this year, and it's September.
Wait, I was about to say, wait a minute. What month are we in?
I know. Well, first of all, you know what's out there in the world, so you got to be careful. But I've been off and on the dating apps since my divorce in 2018. And I've been single since my divorce because it's tough out here, but I am a firm believer in love, so I am not giving up.
Well, you shouldn't.
I'm not.
I mean, you shouldn't. But dating, so you're on apps, right? On dating apps.
I am, and even before the whole thing out in the world, I was still on apps because I am not someone who like goes out a whole lot, you know, like I don't like go to bars because I don't drink alcohol, so I don't just like go to a bar after work or on a Friday night or anything like that. I go to the grocery store, which I guess I could meet someone in the bread aisle. I don't know. I'm gluten-free though, so he would have to be in the gluten-free.
Maybe in the fruit aisle, in the vegetables,
maybe
in the produce.
When I'm getting my avocados. Ooh, eggplant. Love me some
or
eggplant.
The bananas.
I like eggplants better. Should we have said a disclaimer before we started this episode? So I'm on the dating apps, and you know, some of the apps are advertised as being like this efficient and this is what this type of app is for, but I will be honest, I don't really find that big of a difference from the free apps versus the paid apps. I feel like it's the same people, like just going from app to app.
Well, the only app I've tried, and it's not really an app, but the only one dating site I've done is Facebook dating, because they harass me.
Who did?
Because of my status.
Who harassed you, girl?
Facebook harasses me constantly. You should try this. Maybe this will help you.
Because it says
you'll meet people.
Because it says single?
Because my status is single. I guess maybe that's the algorithm.
Oh, that damn algorithm.
Maybe I should put it's complicated. I don't know.
I, for a long time, didn't have any relationship status. I had removed that feature. But now I think I have divorce.
Oh, wait, you can remove it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on that in a minute.
Lord, our next episode needs to be technology in your 40s.
It needs to be. Well, because things have changed on so many levels, right? Yes. I mean, now we have apps. When we were younger, we had notes and we actually met people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about when we were like teenagers and
yes.
Yeah.
Back in the 1900s.
Damn. Why? Listen.
I saw something that said that because technically this is the 2000s. We were dating in the 1900s.
Do you know what I saw that really upset me was there's no difference between, I think it was 1939 to 1980 versus 1980 to now. Like it's a 41-year difference And I was both in both.
Ouch.
I know, right? I'm like 1939 to 1980. Damn, that sounds ancient. No wonder these kids think we're old as dirt.
They do. They look at us like we're crazy. But we met people in the mall. Well, I know you did.
Yes.
I met people downtown in the bus depot.
Wait a minute. You can't just say that and just in the bus depot. What you mean
in the bus depot?
Like at the bus, like the
in the bus station.
Like the Peter Pan bus station.
Yes.
But you weren't taking a bus anywhere.
I mean, sometimes I was. I was trying to get a ride somewhere.
Wait. I got questions. So were you taking the public transportation bus, like the PVTA is what it's called, where we're from? You were taking that to downtown, or did you live downtown?
I worked downtown.
Oh, you worked downtown, all right.
Oh, I did. No, I really did legit work downtown. And so I happened to be down there. Sometimes I took the public bus downtown, but I hung out downtown a lot. Remember, there was Tower Square and the shops were down there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I would walk around and stop. I was a sucker for a wife beater and Tim's. Okay.
She's talking about the summertime, because let me tell you, where we grew up in New England, there's only a brief season of summertime wife beaters.
Well, if they didn't have the t-shirt on and they still had Tim's on and
that was it, huh?
Starter jacket.
Oh yeah, the starter
girl
jacket.
That was it.
That's all he had to do.
I was trying to find out what your number was, who you were, all kinds of things.
Now, did you have a pickup line? Like, did you go up to guys back in the day?
I did, actually, because I thought I was hot shit, right? Okay. And I would go up to them, and the only one I really remember was I would ask them boxers or briefs.
You would ask the boys that?
Yes, I would take a survey.
Did you?
I say, excuse me, I'm taking a survey, and will you answer my survey? Most of them said yes. Some of them, they was like, no. And I was like, I just want to know, what do you prefer, boxers or briefs? So if they answered briefs, boo, we weren't talking. Move on.
Who wears briefs? Sorry if any of my listeners wear briefs.
Because briefs to me is like tighty whities.
Like an old man's underwear.
Like old man, okay?
Yes.
Which is interesting, because now I'm like, you need to wear briefs being older. Don't be wearing boxers.
Maybe that's why the old man wear.
Maybe, but you needed to answer boxers in order for me to continue that conversation.
Okay.
So if they answered that, then I would try to get their number.
Because that's what we did back in the day. You either had a house phone or you had a pager, like a beeper number.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I would assign codes, because they had to have a code.
I'd have code.
Like, if I got their number, I'd be like, okay, page me with 02 at the end. Girl, I had to keep track.
Gracious. I was not that bold, that self-confident. Girl, no, I did not approach boys.
Oh, so what were you doing? You were in the mall.
I was in the mall, and I mean, I can only remember one guy, and he slipped me his phone number while I was there, with my family. We walked by each other, and he high-fived me, and his number was written down on a piece of paper. But I did not talk to boys. I was so shy. I was so self-conscious. So there was no way I was going up to a boy.
Mm-mm. So what happened? Were you the type where because then you used to hang out with people. So it'd be like someone in the group that you were hanging out with would talk to them, or they'd talk to somebody, and then there'd be like a friend, and it'd be like that kind of situation.
Yeah. And like, or like if like I was with two of my other friends and they were all kind of joking around with the boys, and so, or we all were maybe joking around, but I wasn't like, you know, super out there. And then my friend would be like, so he likes you, or, you know, here's his phone number or whatever. But yeah, I did not, you know, I can remember what happened, and it's a traumatic experience actually. So I don't know if I should save that for the trauma talks, but I remember the one time that I did try to talk to a boy and he scarred me for life. So I was like, nope.
And you said you're not going back there again.
Nope, not going back to that pain. So yeah, no, I did not. So kudos to you, girl, getting the numbers, taking your survey. What were the majority of the answers? Boxers or briefs?
Girl, like I was keeping track. I don't know. I don't know. My hot ass back then. I don't know.
Okay.
But it worked. I don't know why it worked. I don't know if they just must have been as dumb as me. I don't know. But it worked.
It worked. Maybe I should.
But I didn't even sleep with all of them. It was just
the chase
and talking and that kind of thing, which is interesting because now I don't have time for all that small talk, chit chat. No.
So what do you do now?
Girl, what you think I do?
I don't know. Because I want the chit chat. Like I want the conversation.
I don't want the chit chat. Listen, no. Okay. I'm going to put all my cards out there.
You just want the eggplant.
Yes.
That's it.
Girl, I want the D. That's why I'm not on these apps. That's why I don't really talk to people, because first of all, in order to get the D nowadays, they got to come with like their own, I'm not going to say a vaccine card. I'm not going to say that, but they got to come with like a health profile. Okay.
Especially at our age.
You can't trust them nowadays.
Could we ever?
Well, I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about it like that then, but I love my life. I'm 40 something years old. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of things, and I do not want to be subjected, because for 5 minutes of pleasure,
5 minutes.
Okay. They might last longer, but listen, for 5 minutes of pleasure, I don't want to be subjected. I don't want to be a health hazard. Okay.
So you don't want to be subjected to a lifelong problem for 5 minutes of pleasure.
Absolutely. You know, so I feel like they need to come with stuff up front. I'm very transparent. This is what I like, what I don't like. This is what this is about. That's it. I don't want to get into anything else. To me, been there, done that. Unless I'm looking to have a long-lasting relationship or something, then that's different. But that's probably why I'm not on the apps. I just
see. I'm the opposite. So that's why we're friends. That's another reason. If you listen to last week's episode and we asked why our friendship works, here's another reason. We're polar opposites.
Girl, we can't both be on these apps miserable, okay?
Yeah,
so I just sit here and I laugh at you for being on these apps, because the stuff that you have told me, I'm like, I'll stay away from that. You can have that.
And see, like, I'm at the point, I don't just want the eggplant. Like, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse over 20 years. I done seen all the eggplants you can see, like a lot of them. Okay.
But that's in a different situation.
I know, but once you've seen one, it's like, yeah. So sending me a picture of it, if I didn't ask for it, that's not a way to get me. I mean, it would have to be like amazing for me to be like, oh yeah. But
I do that too often now.
They'll send you a picture before anything, before even
you
a hello,
get past hello.
Before hello, sometimes the picture is hello.
That's like their calling card.
I guess that's their mating call. I don't know. And that's when I usually say goodbye. Because like
you block.
Oh yeah, I block.
Let's get that out there right now. Listen to all our viewers right now. Okay. I've never seen anyone use the block button so fast.
Block.
Right. Automatic.
I mean, just call me Quick Block Crystal.
You might as well be. And you not only block their phone number, you block every profile that they may be associated with that you probably didn't even friend them to begin with, but you have now blocked them. So
that's because I've already investigated them before we got to the blocking stage. So I already know like all their social media handles, or the ones that they have public. And so I've already looked through it. I done looked through to see if you're really married. I shouldn't be telling my secrets, but I done already found them before you even knew that I knew that it existed, and block.
See, that's and so how do you feel these apps? Do you feel like these apps really have quality people on them?
Well, I would say yes, because I am quality. Like I'm HD.
Okay.
Or 4K, whatever. 5K. Oh, is it 5K now?
I think.
Oh, damn, I'm obsolete.
So is this conversation.
Okay. So I'm 5K. I'm Crystal. Isn't there a Crystal version? I don't know. Whatever. I'm quality. So I do feel like that he is out there. Okay. He's waiting for me to swipe right. I'm waiting for him to swipe right. Like he's out there.
So what's swiping left?
That's a no.
That's a no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Can you just X him out?
So I'm on the Facebook dating app, and I think it's, I happen to have my handy dandy phone right here. Let's see what's on this app, because I can't remember, honestly. And that's the other thing, like I actually need to get on there to see what's there. Okay, so the Facebook dating app is X is no and heart is yes.
See, that's misleading, because a heart meaning yes, I mean, heart, usually means I love it. Isn't there anything in the middle, like I might like it?
So what I've learned is that on the Facebook dating app, you can send a spark, and sending a spark means I love it. I know. I didn't know that. People were sending me sparks, and I was like, I don't know what this means.
Girl, that sounds like they want to light you on fire.
They might. There's some of them on there too, I'm sure, from some of these profile photos I've seen. This was an exotic dancer. Ew. And it says he's my lucky pick.
Girl, that's one he gonna be whipping that picture out.
Yeah, I'm sure he has plenty. But no, like for me, I want conversation. I am a sapiosexual. I love deep, meaningful conversations. I love I'm romantic. I think I love love. But I had to heal a lot of trauma from my life in order to realize what actual love is, and not like love bombing from a narcissist, because there's a difference. Yeah.
So I feel like I try to stay away from love, because I have in the past lacked the tools to love someone unconditionally. That's why I stayed away from it. But I later found out that is my own trauma and upbringing that perpetuated that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Whereas that's all I was seeking because of my past traumas and upbringing.
Right.
Yeah. So again, another opposite we share. Yeah.
Well, and now in our 40s, dating, we are looking for different things than I think we were in our 20s.
I would damn sure hope so.
Yeah.
Because if you're wanting the same things you wanted in your 20s, when you're in your 40s, that means you have not done any growing at all.
You haven't evolved.
Yeah, you haven't evolved. I can't even do some of the things I did in my 20s.
Girl, who you telling? I don't even think I can last as long as I did in my 20s.
Yeah, that's 9:30.
I know. I'm like, you want to meet at what time? Like 11, honey, I'm in bed. Like, what?
And don't let me have eaten something because no, I got
no.
Heartburn. Get me some Tums.
It is so different. I know it is so different. You know, like I'm also like, who's trying to get cute? Listen, I see these. It's so funny because, you know, when you go out to a restaurant, I try to stay away from restaurants like Fridays and Saturday nights, unless I want to be entertained, because you're going to catch me at like the early bird special with all the elderly people, you know, at 4 or 5 o'clock. That's when I want to get my dinner because I can box it and I can have it later. Don't have me out here at like 7, 8 o'clock eating dinner, because then I got to watch all these people on these dates. And I look at them sometimes and I'm like, oh, you can tell that's a first date. And that's going to go horribly wrong because they're barely talking to each other. They're both on their phones. And you're like, why don't y'all just pick up the check, take the check and just leave, you know? And I'm like, oh, I commend everybody out there right now that is going on these dates, and you included, because you call me and tell me you're headed to a date and I get a call 10 minutes later talking about I'm headed home. I'm like, wait, what? So, you know, and I know you definitely have had your stories. So I commend anybody, and I currently am not dating. I'm in a more complicated situation, but it works for me. And, you know, all we can say is it is what it is. But I have to, my hat's off to you, sister girl, for putting up with some of this foolishness, because
well, I mean, I did attempt to have friends. I say friends in air quotes because you find out who your friends are when you throw stuff like this out. But I was willing to pay people $1,000.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. Oh, girlfriend.
I put out a post. I don't even remember what year that was. I want to say it was like 2019. It was pre-COVID. Yes.
Pre-deceased.
And I put out a Facebook post and I was like, okay, y'all, I don't have time to swipe. It's too time consuming. It gets me real agitated very quickly. And so I will pay somebody. Now, I can't afford Peggy from Millionaire Matchmaker just yet. That's her name, right? I think that's her name. Anyway, can't afford her just yet. So I said, friends, Facebook friends. I got 1,000 or however many of you. I will pay $1,000 to whoever finds me my next husband. Now,
I stayed out that race. I know your standards. I stayed out that race. I said, I ain't even wasted my time.
Wait, but what are my standards? Because I don't think my standards especially at that time, that was before I was doing all my healing and trauma work. Like my standards weren't like, you have to be Barack Obama. Like,
no, they weren't.
They weren't.
They weren't. They weren't. But I mean, I didn't. So you put out this thing, $1,000 to anyone who can hook me up with my potential future husband.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, my first reaction, I laughed. Second of all, I said, who on earth is actually going to follow her up? Okay. Now, here's my thing. There was a few people that followed this up. They kept sending you people. All right. And I said, they must not really like you too much because of who they were sending you.
That's what I said.
No.
Right.
No, your real friend stayed out the race.
Looking back, I that is true. That is true. And I thought, I'm like, well, damn, y'all ain't my friends, I guess. Some of my friends were like, everybody I know is married. Like I would never do that to you, which thank God I don't do the married man thing.
Because I think somebody sent you a married man.
Probably. It's very it's very likely. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I can't marry this married man. Come on, guys. Come on. Yeah. So that
I stayed out of it. But that lasted a while until finally you just gave up.
Well, I removed the post because I was like, y'all are just playing.
No, because it goes back to that. You block people so fast. You block people.
Give me an instance. Because you're making me sound cold-hearted.
No, and it's not even about you being cold-hearted, as it just says the foolishness that's out there. Because you had good reason to block. They were sending you the D pics too quickly. You'd show up. Now you went on a good number of dates.
I did.
But remember now, they were showing up, they were talking about themselves. As soon as that date was over, block. They were lying about themselves in your conversations, and you found out, block. There was just so many things. Or the other one I absolutely had to laugh about was their inconsistency with conversations.
Very inconsistent.
Especially when they did not respond to you. Now, granted, you weren't asking for respond to me as soon as I text you.
No.
Or message you.
No.
I mean, in the same day would be nice. Okay. But these fools were taking days. So by the time they responded, they were blocked.
Sometimes I'd keep them unblocked long enough just to see, like, okay, are they,
I know.
Like, what day is it when they respond? Because here's the thing, like, do we have time for me to drop some gems for the men?
I think we got a couple more minutes.
Okay. So fellas, let me give you just some really quick, if you're looking for a quality woman, like you do want to, get married or remarried or, whatever, you want somebody who is caring and loving and supports you. Let me just give you some quick dating tips. First of all, your profile photo. Don't hold the phone lower than your face. Nobody wants to see all this chin and you mean mugging from above. Okay, so bring the phones up right here, take a picture, or above. That's why ladies do higher photos. Number 2, don't have a profile picture with a bunch of other people in it. I don't know which one is you.
Can't tell.
I can't tell. I have a funny story about it. I'll tell y'all in another episode. And number 3, if you start a conversation and she responds, then let's keep the conversation going. A statement is not a question. If she asks you a question and you only answer the question with nothing else, just like that. That's how it's going to be. So you can't, like, there's a give and a take. You know, I am somebody who's receptive. I ask questions. I can seem very interested, but if I don't feel that in return, then I'm not going to continue. And then if you start a conversation with me or text exchange with me and I respond, and then I don't hear from you for 48 to 72 hours,
block.
We all get busy. We all get busy. Kyeesha and I are some of the busiest women that we know. I understand, but do not continue that conversation that we started on Monday and it's now Thursday. First of all, I'm going to respond, who is this? Because now I done took your name out. If your name,
and that's even if you can get through, because you might have been blocked by Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Let's keep the conversation moving. If this is something that you truly want, and it's something that I truly do want, so that's why I'm still in the game.
You're still in the game, but that is what's the deal with dating in our 40s, and that's some of the stuff that we have to deal with. And you know, we can talk more on this episode and more about our relationships we were in that led to marriage on our next episode. We will continue that conversation. So thank you everyone for listening. This has been another episode of BFF with Kyeesha and
Crystal.
And until next time, have a great week.